After Hurricane Ian devastated southwest Florida, one of the places that was really impacted was Sanibel Island. Our friends Larry and Sheila have a place in Sanibel, and he drove down from Pennsylvania so he could come take a look at the damage if there was any, and per the insurance company, attempt to mitigate any additional damage if he could. Since the causeway at Sanibel had been washed out by the storm, the only way to get to the island was by boat from Fort Myers. We also had to choose from a list of approved captains that would take people over, and that was to try to prevent people from scalping or taking advantage of other people and charging exorbitant rates. We left at sunup, and although it was a beautiful ride, unfortunately it was marred by all sorts of sunken boats in the water, debris, sewage, everything else. What you can't tell is that the water is almost a brown and it smells like sewage, unfortunately. During the course of the trip, we went under several bridges, and everything appeared to be business as normal from the outside. But when we got up closer to the Sanibel Causeway, you could see how the storm had destroyed part of it. My friends have a rental property in an area called Mariner Pointe. It's a beautiful place that's right off of the bay, and you can see that they just really took a strong hit from the storm. The prevailing winds seemed to go from north to south, and they were just devastating. They also had a really high storm surge, which you can see just washed away seawalls, went into first floor condos, and put boats where they weren't supposed to be. As we went into the canal where the docks were, you can see that there were just boats up in people's yards, pieces of debris up in trees, and it was just really a mess. Also, the fascia was torn off a lot of the buildings, and those that were unlucky enough to have an apartment or a condo on the first floor had 3 to 4 feet of storm surge that came in. Once we landed at their dock, the captain just stood by for a little bit and then was going to come back and pick us up later after we walked around and surveyed the damage. As you can see, the newly placed paver area was just covered in sand in some places, and where the sea came up 3 to 4 feet, it just ripped the sides of the buildings out. This is my friend Larry, the property owner, walking around and just getting some pictures of the building. You can see the tops of some of the buildings were ripped off, and down on the bottom on the first floor, when the water came in, it just pushed the windows and the sliders in and just flooded everything. Also, all of the vegetation is brown because the salt water washed up over everything and killed all the plants. All those things can be replaced, but it's still a very incredible experience to see what exactly happened down there. They have a beautiful pool area, and the water overran the pool and filled it up with seawater, and it had fish and debris and furniture and everything else in it. It was a really eerie feeling to be there because the whole area is shut off from the mainland and only a few property owners were allowed on. So you walk around this entire complex and there's no noise, no cars, no people, no nothing. It's really kind of surreal. You can see here when the water came in, it just took the fence out with it. You can see here as I walk over to this other building, the water just came through and pushed all the sliders, which are all hurricane glass, just pushed everything in, and the water overran everything, and all of the electrical infrastructure, plumbing, air conditioners, everything is all exposed. It's going to be quite a while before the building is going to be habitable again. And you can see here it went between the two buildings. It just took everything out with it. Each unit's air conditioners are underwater, and when it washed through, it just basically took out the foundation to the building. I don't know if this one's going to be able to be habitable or not, but that's not my call. This is that new paver parking area. It's unrecognizable. A lot of the people that had cars there returned, and they just opened the doors up just to try to get the cars to drain the water out of them or to dry out some. So it's not like anybody can take them and go anywhere. But you'll see cars everywhere with the doors open just trying to get them to dry out some. This is the building that my friend and his wife have the condo in. They're upstairs, and everything that was downstairs was destroyed, but fortunately, their place upstairs was pretty much unscathed. We went into their unit, which, by the way, is for rent. And as you can see when we walk through, it's beautiful inside, beautifully appointed and decorated. And with the exception of no power, it seems like there was never a storm here. We walked all through checking for water damage everywhere. Found one small spot on the ceiling, but that's because the top of the roof was removed. But other than that, there was really no damage anywhere in the condo, and they were very, very fortunate.
See, they really took it from this side, the wind, because it took off all the sheeting on this side. And that's where ours has got the leak in the ceiling because of the way the two buildings come together. coming to get us because I didn't get a pass.
If they're just inspecting things, it's like cheaper to use the drone.
Well, right there up the causeway is where the boat ramp is. And that's where they've got a little police headquarters and everything, I think.
Yeah.
They probably arrested my fisherman. Do you want to play tennis? You probably could get a crowd or die. Take a picture of this one. So it was over here somewhere, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That took it right down to the.
Took the dock with it.
My goodness, it did. That used to be a.
That's the dock.
I'll say like 30 minutes. How's that?
Yeah.
I think that's.
It's a rubber toy.
I guess they're already starting to fiddle with it. I just saw a survivor.
What, a iguana or something?
It's like one of those cartoons in the newspaper. Find the 9 things wrong.
Yeah. Look at them all.
Never is.
It is. And all the boats fell off the boat list. Is this because of the wind going back, or is it just the odor?
Sure, what's that?
Because of the odor?
No, the sun. I've been out here so much.
Okay.
I feel it hit me already. Using the sunscreen.
I've got some in my bag if you want it.
No, I'm good. It's on there. My face is burnt.
Okay.
Yeah, I put my cloth up for a while. It's good. Too much skin break.
That's amazing.